and give a big round of applause to this year's 2026 Grammy nominee, Robert Randolph. All right, you guys warmed up enough. Oh, man. First off, you know, when I was looking at the title, Preacher's Kid, and I saw you walk out, I was like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, you know, Preacher's Kid.
Yeah,
Had to
yeah.
make sure I put on the suit.
I love it. I love it.
Grandmother would be mad at me, you know.
Well, first off, congratulations on your nomination for
Thank
this
you.
year. We
Thank
give a
you.
big round of applause to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So exciting, so well deserved. Talk a little bit about, you know, this project, Preacher's Kid, coming together. Was this something, you know, the timing of it? What was the time frame when you started to conceptualize this project?
You know, it's kind of wild because coming out of COVID, you know, my old drummer in my old band, he needs a new kidney, you know, and you know, everything just sort of happened.
Yeah.
And so, you know, COVID was like the first time all of us musicians got to sit at home and do nothing. And I just knew there was sort of a different sort of sound or a different message that I wanted to kind of get out there.
Yeah.
And so coming out of that, and, you know, we started to play shows. I reached out to great guitar player Tash Neal. He was in a band called the London Souls some years back. And I said, hey, you know, there's some shows. We could actually play gigs now, right?
Yeah.
So this was like the end of 2022, you know. And so he said, and I was like, wow, you know, I finally get to like battle it out with this badass guitar player. And so we created this sort of sound together. And then I reached out. And actually, the drummer, Willie B., who was from Ohio, Charlie Hunter had sent me like this viral video. And so we made like this, like, that's the first time, I forget what it was called. It was some app that you can make it look like all three people are in the same, collaborating. And so I'm sounding old, by the way. But yeah, that's kind of how it started. And then the bass player, Jay White, who's always been around me. And I never knew that he was actually that great of a bass player because him and my sister are best friends.
Oh, wow.
And so we just started to play these shows and we got together. And I'm like, man, this is kind of good, man, you know. So, so then we just started collaborating. And then we went on tour with the Zac Brown Band coming out of COVID. And we did all these stadiums. And so each show, the four of us would be backstage or on the tour bus or at a hotel somewhere, and we just would be writing all these riffs and songs and kind of creating this cool new sound, and that's kind of how it started.
Wow.
Kind of long-winded answer.
No,
right?
no, that's great. I love it. It seems like there's a lot of like projects that came out of that isolated time of us being able to say, okay, what do you want to say? You kind of forced you to really like, okay, what do I want to get out and finish some things as well, too.
Exactly. It was so, you know, like I said, we never had so much time to sit. I mean, you're a musician normally. You go on the road, you write songs, you play, you record, you go back out on the road, you come home for like 5 days, and you go back out again. Yeah. And then, so COVID allowed us all to like kind of call and text and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And just see all of these little collaborations that were out there to make new sounds and, you know, who would be a new collaborative influence, you know. It was a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, well, it turned out to be a phenomenal project, and you know, obviously you're seeing the benefits of it happening now.
Yeah. I mean, so coming out of that, and we were on tour, and then I think we were, you know, we had 5 days off, and we were on tour with Zac Brown, and I went home, and my neighbor brought me this record, right? He was like, I want you to hear this album, you know. I'm saying it like he's handing me a CD. He probably did, right? It's 2020, right? So he handed me, I think it was a CD. He's like, you ever check this out? I'm like, what is that? I'm like, first of all, what are you doing with a CD in 2023, right? Like, you got a CD player in your car?
Yeah, right.
So anyway, he hands me this thing, and he goes, oh, man. And he's like, this is the best sounding record. And it was like Yellow Wolf, right?
Yeah.
And it was produced by Shooter Jennings. I'm like, oh, I know that. I know Shooter Jennings.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. He's like, you should make a record that sounds like this, right?
Wow,
And so I text Shooter immediately. I'm like, hey, man, it's about time that we work together because all we ever do was hang out in the bar somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, never talk about music.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, hey, man, I would love it. Maybe you should come out to L.A. and come hang out in the studio. So I fly to L.A. like 2 weeks later, and we get into the studio, and we started this whole process.
Wow.
Yeah, and he really became like this champion of whatever, something new that Robert Randolph had buried inside him. Yeah. And he was like, no, man, you guys just get into a room and play, and we'll figure out which things are exciting and what's not, you know.
Well, I talk with a lot of, some of my artist friends about trusting the producer as well, too. Like, so talk a little bit about...
Everybody hates producers, by the way.
Yeah, because a lot of times it seems like, maybe the producer doesn't always get that trust as they used to, like a Quincy would have with the artist he was working with. But when you and Shooter are working, what is that relationship like and that trust level? If he's making a suggestion or saying this, how does that conversation back and forth go in the creative process?
The funny thing about working with Shooter is, like, I don't think we ever had an argument about anything. Okay. He was very crafty. Because one thing about when you're writing songs and when you're trying to collaborate, as artists, we all think all of our songs are great, right? It's like, hey, I came up with this last night at 4 a.m. You should check it out. And so I did that, and Shooter just was like, oh, man, yeah, let's do that in the studio all the time. And so we would do that, and then we would create something else. That's sort of the magic of what I do with the band. I like to... sometimes we get away from that, but the magic happens when you're all sitting in a room playing together. I'm not knocking anybody else's process, but my whole thing is like the energy of what's happening. It's kind of like James Brown. That stuff just happened, right? Yeah. Or in many other bands, of course. But working with him, he was very, really just like kind to the process. And here we are today. We wrote these songs. We probably wrote like 40 songs, to be honest with you. Wow. And it got to a point, and he kept asking me. I was like, bro, don't ask me, man. I think they're all like a hit.
So you trust him to choose the finals that made it?
Yeah, I told him and my manager and everybody else to choose.
Wow.
And wow. And because we had so many songs. The great TV show producer Chuck Lorre, he's probably mad at me because his song didn't make it.
Oh,
but it was such a great song, by the way. You guys will hear that someday, by the way. Yeah. But it was a great process. We wrote so many songs, and I just let other people choose. I was like, because I said some of these songs are recorded granted, it was like 2024, right? I'm like, we recorded this song in 2022.
Wow. Because good music has no time, right? No time to it.
Yeah, just never know because, there's usually like a whole cliche and a whole process and all of that. And honestly, I don't think any of that matters. I think it's whatever you're going through at that time, that's your musical message to the world. Yeah. And it's so, that's why I didn't want to pick. Because I'm like, I don't know. I was feeling like that in 2022. It's in 2024 now. I don't know, I already recorded 3 other records instead. Right. So that's just the beauty of it all.
Yeah.
It's a process,
Well, there's a song "Sinners" where you talk about growing up in the church.
Yeah.
On this album, you're going back to that roots of mixing the secular with the gospel. Talk a little bit about growing up in the church and really kind of, that influence. And did you ever run into any, I guess, like challenges or conflicts when you started to bridge those worlds together with the secular and gospel?
It never starts and it never ends. You're always a sinner when you leave the church. According to the old people. And unless they're your family, like my grandmother and all of my uncles, but all the other people are like, I can't believe that Robert went out there and played for those people. I'm like, what people are you talking about, man? The same people you see in the grocery store? Same people you see over there? Your neighbors?
Right.
Same people you say good morning to,
Yeah.
But that's just one of those things that come from, so I come from this old Pentecostal church tradition where this guitar was the main instrument. Yeah. and it's called, and it's since then been coined sacred steel music. And so many guys before me who were actually great, they could never like leave the church because of that pressure, right? And because like I can't believe. And so it's well documented that many, it goes all the way back to the 1920s, right? There's a guy named Willie Easton started, then there was another guy named Henry Nelson, Lorenzo Harrison, and these guys played in every inner city church that you could think of from the 1920s all up until they died. And it's still kind of going on. It's still going on. I wouldn't say kind of. It's still going on. And it's called the Sacred Steel Tradition. If you get a chance, you can look it up. And so all of those guys would tell me, like when I was like 21, I was like, these white guys asked me to go play with them, right? It was the North Mississippi All-Stars and his keyboard player, John Medeski, right? Mind you, I'm from Jersey. I'm not from no country nowhere. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, right? And so I remember at the time, so I go to the Beacon Theater. They was like, this guy, John Medeski, wants you to meet him. It was Halloween night, right? 1999. And I had a job then working at this law firm. And so I tell my father, I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm going to come home late. I'm going to go see this band. So I come home like 2 a.m. He comes home with like a stick like, you been smoking weed? I'm like, Dad, no. He starts swinging a stick. I'm like, no, there were 3,000 white people smoking weed for free watching this band called Medeski, Martin, and Wood. And he's like, and he wants me to make a record with them. So that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah.
I recorded this first album called The Word, and it was like live at the Wetlands.
Clap for that.
Classified.
Yeah.
So that's really how it all started.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at this instrument, if you're looking at it for the first time, it can look, it's beautiful. It can look intimidating as well too. What drew you to the sacred steel? What do you remember getting your hands on?
Well, that's what I'm saying. In my church, like, you're the rock star if you learn how to play this, Yeah. You're not the organ player. Most churches, the organ player and the piano player is the guy. In our church, the pedal steel is the thing. And so, I don't know. And in my family, so my mother grew up with George Clinton and the P-Funk in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Yeah.
My father's family is a whole bunch of organ players and singers and drummers. There's no guitar players. And so when I started to play, they were like, oh, you going to play that? And they're like, yeah, you should get me one, Dad. I promise I'll be good. I was bad in high school. And so he bought me a little lap steel, and then I eventually got a pedal steel, and just the sound of it all, In our church, the pedal steel has to play the organ, and then you got to sing like the singer. Then you got to play rhythm because many times it'll just be you and some old lady on the drums in church.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Many times.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my cousin earlier today because the church is like going through, speaking of the song Sinners, kind of going through this whole transition because it's a very old time traditional church, right? And so my cousin called me. He's like, hey, man, I think we need you to come back and do something because all the other guys don't play. And I was like, what are they upset about? Don't they know we had to go and play with an old lady on the drums, on a Wednesday night,
Right.
A revival till like midnight,
Yeah.
That's really the truth. And so that's how we grew up.
Yeah. No, you definitely sound like
Wednesday. You had to go Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That was the schedule.
Yeah.
You're in church Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And sometimes Sunday it'll be 2 services.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you grew up in the church for real.
Oh yeah, we grew up, man.
Yeah.
We grew up in the church, hardcore.
So do you remember who were those influences who played this instrument? I mean, obviously you had the people in the church, but was there any other musicians that helped carve your sound once you really started to dive into this? Yeah.
So when I was 17 years old, one of my older cousins, we were at a funeral, and he gave me this tape. He's like, man, let me tell you something, man. This guy on my job gave me this tape. You should hear this. I was like, what's on that? He's like, this guy, Stevie Ray Vaughan, man. You should check this out. Yeah. And so I was like, all right. I was driving in, so I had my father's Lincoln Town car, the big long one back then.
Yeah.
So I drove from that. I drove from that funeral from Atlantic City all the way to Northern New Jersey, and I played that, and that literally changed my whole life of how I play this thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to play the pedal steel like Stevie Ray played it,
Wow.
and I would listen to that thing every day, driving through. If anybody know about Jersey, and all that in the hood. I'm blasting Stevie Ray Vaughan, You know, I'm trying to talk to LaToya and LaKeisha and them, and they're like, "What is this shit you playing in the car, man? Put on some damn Biggie Smalls." And I'm like, "You got me love struck, baby."
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, what was playing around you? Because was it just that tape, or what was the music?
Well,
going?
yeah, it was. I mean, I listened to that tape every day, and then I started to get into this other guy named Robin Ford, who was another great guitar player, and that was literally my exit. So then we had this thing called the Sacred Steel Convention.
Yeah.
This was, like I said, right around that time, 1999. That was the first Sacred Steel Convention, and I met my first, which would become my first manager, this guy named Jim Marco from Florida.
Yeah.
He was talking to me, same kind of thing we're doing now, and he was like, "Have you ever heard of this man?" I was like, "No." He's like, "You ever heard of Grateful Dead?" "No." "You ever heard of Aerosmith?" "No." I mean, not really, because it was either church or hip hop and R&B.
Right.
And so 2 weeks later, I get home and like 4 big boxes of CDs show up.
Wow.
And it was everything.
Wow.
Zeppelin, the Stones, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I spent every day just like,
That's amazing.
combing through that stuff,
Yeah.
And listen, not until like 2021, I heard a song on Sirius XM, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's like this band goes like, "I'm ready for love, oh baby." And I'm like, "What the hell is? I never heard that." And then I Shazammed it, and then I was like, "Bad Company." I was like, "Oh, that was in that box." I never even made it to Bad Company. Never got to Bad Company.
Yeah.
It was Zeppelin, Aerosmith, P-Funk, James Brown. It was everything else.
Yeah. So how does this turn to telling your parents you should get you one of this, you falling in love with this different music, to a career? How does that transition?
It's dangerous to get one of these things, by the way,
because
once you get one, this is all you're gonna do. I got a cousin who's 6'8", and he's in 11th grade. He was in 11th. He's a senior now. And I told his mom, who's my first cousin, I said, "I don't want this guy need to go to the NBA. He should not get one of these." She's like, "You should get my son. You should get my son. He wants one." This was last Christmas, by the way.
Yeah.
So I went and got him one. I sent it to him. Literally 2 months ago, I'm like, "Hey, how's he doing, man? Is he getting ready to go to college?" He's like, "He quit playing basketball." I'm like, "I told you." I know it. I was like, "I told you. You could have had a $300 million contract. Now you got to play a $5,000 gig, man." And he quit. Now he's 6'8", playing the pedal steel, man.
Wow.
Come on, man. I'm like, I'm about to take that thing from you.
I mean, for you, when did it? I mean, obviously you got addicted to it, but when did you say, "No, this is all I want to do. This is the career I want to pursue"?
I think it just chose me. I think because I didn't really. I mean, I wanted to play it. I didn't, but I don't know. I just had a different path.
Yeah.
And each year, you just, this guitar is like its own thing. It's its own world, and you kind of. The tradition of where I come from. And I've met so many great people over these last, God knows how many years, right? 25 years. This is 2026 now. Good Lord.
Wow.
Getting old now, man, And so, as I'm nominated for a 7th Grammy, and hopefully I'll win this time because I haven't won yet. So, and it's funny because the person that was in here knows the first time I was on the Grammys, by the way. Which was 2003. So, it just chose me, and it's been a great path. It's been a great music career. I've come out, and met Eric Clapton, becomes great friends with him, Dave Matthews, Carlos Santana, George Clinton, James Brown. I've met kings, queens, presidents, so many different people.
Wow.
And music is, you just never know because you really don't know. You're playing music and we enjoy it, and you see fans and you see people. And each year, it's just this whole entire life journey that you just enjoy. That's the beauty of it all. And you just kind of like, hey, I love playing music.
No, it's amazing to be able to make a career out of something you love, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So that's
honestly, let me tell you something. Every year, you guys are here, I get more impressed with the fans because I'm like, how could anybody just sit and listen to loud music all the time?
We need it.
But it's like, no, I mean, it's this whole give and take. It's the reason why we create it, because we want to see fans. And it's just every time, I mean, it's just not just me. I've talked about it with other musicians too. It's just like, it's nothing like the joy of seeing the fans dance, smile, appreciate this music that you've written. Because many times, and here's the thing about this new record, is like all of the songs I'm off of this new record came from a sound check, right? Oh, wow. Between the year of 2022 and 2024 at the beginning. And then we would play these songs in the middle of the show, and the crowd would be like, ooh, I kind of like that groove. And that's what turned into all of these songs on the record.
Wow.
You know, so we wasn't in there just flying. We was like, nah, people like this groove right here, man. You know.
You know, there's a class that we teach here on like music of the civil rights, and we talk about like how blues music is really the foundation for most American genres, if not all. Where do you think blues music stands today, and the importance of it today? Because when we think about blues, we talk about how we get folk, we get country, we get hip hop, we get jazz. What is the relevance of blues music in today's time from your point of view?
Well, it's the messages in blues, right? You have so many versions of the blues. I mean, you got everybody from Robert Johnson, you got Little Richard, you got Albert King, Albert Collins. I mean, you could just keep naming. And there's all of these messages. And a lot of these people were like, I mean, I tell it's kind of funny because this is like every gangster's like NWA, you know? These dudes rolling around with guns. And it's kind of funny because, you know, I was talking to, I won't say his name, but it's an old blues artist. And I was like, hey, man, what is that? You got a gun in your guitar case? He's like, you never know when somebody ain't going to pay you for a gig. I'm like, hey, bro. When you show up, they send you a wire, man. You see it on your phone. You never know. They better have my cash. Right? But that's how those guys grew up, you know. And I've talked to all those guys, you know, Greg Allman, the Allman Brothers, all of these. I mean, that was the thing back then. So blues is the connector to the entire world. So is gospel. Gospel and blues have created all of these other genres because it started with storytelling. Oh, my baby left me with the milkman, you know. I mean, that turned into brown-eyed girl, you know. You're my, you know, just all of these different, and it just goes. So blues is definitely the main connector to, especially to rock and roll. You know, and out of that came all of these babies of bands and artists, both male and female, Big Mama Thornton, all of these things. You know, and it's the power of YouTube today, right? Because you thought one person created something when it's like, Big Mama Thornton wrote that. Right? And you thought this person did that and then another person. So it's just this entire world of give and take, influence. And that's what music does, you know? Like this kid sitting front row is going to take something from this day and you're like, where'd you learn that from? Man, I saw you in 2026. So I started to do it later, you know? And that's just what it is. You would never think about it that way, but that's what happens. I mean, look, there's some young kids that I see playing this now. Actually, there's this Asian guy, man. You get, his name is Stanley Bactain. You got to see this guy slide. He's on a regular guitar, and I'm like, where the heck did you come from? He's from like Vietnam somewhere, man. And this kid is going off, and I'm like, wow. And so that's what music does. It's never going. Do not get discouraged about AI, ladies and gentlemen. AI is not going to take over live music, and it's just not, because we play, we're here, we collaborate.
You kind of.
I mean, some of the AI songs are good too, by the way.
There's some good ones. That's what makes it scary, is because it's good. If it was not good, then it'll be like, oh, okay. But it's I've seen some incredible AI generated songs that happen in 30 seconds, and you get 10 versions of it.
Well, you know what's going to happen about that? I told somebody it's funny the other day. It's like, so like say you're having an argument with somebody, your girl, your wife, whoever, right? And you go, AI, type me up an apology. And AI says the apology. And then at some point you got to talk to the person, and you know what all women going to say. So tell me, what did you say? Why don't you tell me what you text me? And you're like, what was that? It was so heartfelt. Why don't you tell me now? And you're like, oh, it's kind of late, isn't it? No, but
Right,
you
right.
so perfectly articulated it. I just want you to tell me now. You see what I'm saying?
It's
You
like-
can't.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's AI.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, but to that point, I mean, I can understand like, okay, you wrote a great song, but we need to feel that connection.
you need to feel the connection. That's what music is, man. It's the connector. Whatever mood we're in, whether we're up, whether we're down, with somebody you go put on a song of something.
Yeah.
You know. And music brings that feeling that you just can't replace.
Yeah.
You know, it's live music. I mean, look. Bob Weir just died, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this massive, like, everybody was kind of down and depressed. And you like, those guys never thought that they would have this profound stamp on the entire world for eternity, right?
Yeah.
And I would ask Phil Lesh. I was closer to Phil Lesh than the other guys, and I would ask him, I was like, "Hey, man," and, you know. So Phil would ask me, "What are you doing?" "Hey, man, I'm in the studio, man. I'm trying to write this hit song." He was like, "Hit song? What is that?"
Right.
Like, you mean you're trying to get on the radio? You know, like, have a good time with that, Robert. I'll call you next week and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And so that's just the great world of music, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's just, you just never know. So kudos to those guys for always helping me, like, stay with my roots and stay there and wherever it is.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I love how you were talking about your creative process and saying, oh, let's just get in the studio. When the producer was saying, let's just get in the studio and let the vibrations from each other kind of help usher this song in. Can you talk a little bit about some of the collaborations on the album? And you got a great song with Judith Hill.
Oh, it's the greatest song.
Can you talk a little bit about, I mean, is that
Oh
one
man, listen,
specific-
I have to tell a story.
Okay.
Might seem a little it might seem a little crazy, but like, so it was the first day that I worked with Shooter.
Yeah.
We went into the studio and we just did this instrumental song. And we played the song. Well, that was day one. Day two, we walk into the studio and the studio receptionist comes knocking on the door. She's like, "Hey man, you guys got to get this bass and this keyboard amp out the hallway because they're complaining upstairs." I'm like, "Well, who the hell's upstairs?" And she's like, "Robbie Robertson and T-Bone Burnett. They're complaining that the thing is too loud up there." And I'm like, "Robbie Robertson's up there, T-Bone?" I'm like, "Hey, Robbie, why don't you come downstairs?" And so Robbie comes downstairs and he's like, "Hey, I didn't know you was in here. I wanted to complain so much," right? I was like, "Hey, Robbie, listen. Hey, sit at the board, man. Check out this song, man. Check out these things we did yesterday."
Yeah.
So he's like, "Wow." He's like, "Is this an actual song? Because I don't hear any words." I was like, yeah. It's gonna be cool one day." He's like, "I think this is gonna be one of your best things you've ever recorded." This is what he said to me.
Wow.
And we have a picture and a video of all of that. He's sitting there on day two of this whole entire process. And so he leaves. He died 6 months later, by the way.
Wow.
And that was the last thing he ever said. And so we get all the way to the end of the record. And I send this song. I said, "Judith." I sent her probably 2 other songs. And I send her this song. I sent her this. It's like, "Oh, it's all instrumental." She's like, "Oh, don't you worry. I think I could come up with something cool." So a week goes by. And she's like, "Hey, I'm going to send you this song. Just look out for the next couple of minutes." So I'm driving on the highway. And I'm driving on the highway. And I pull over as the song's playing. And honestly, I started crying.
Oh, wow.
And it was "When Will the Love Rain Down," which is on this record. Yeah. And I just text her back, "You FMB." I was like, "I've never cried over anything, especially any of my music. I always think all of my stuff sucks." And she's like, "Oh, you really like it?" I'm like, "I never cried. I'm sitting there crying on the side of the road."
Wow.
And that was her. And that demo is the actual vocal that's on the record.
Wow.
And Shooter, okay, I take it back. This is what we argued over because they wanted to record it. Because like the vocals a little distorted. I was like, "No, man, listen to all of that pain in that song.
Yeah.
You can't replace that."
Yeah.
And so to this day, it's still my most favorite song ever.
Wow.
Because she sang the heck out of it and wrote it, and it was such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
I wish we could play it for you today, but we're not. She's hoarse, so.
Wow.
And we damn sure not gonna sing it one of us. So.
No, it's an amazing song.
But seriously, that's a true story. I pulled on the side of the road and I'm texting her like, "You effing B." I couldn't think of nothing else to say, right? Like, "You badass." like, who could? And I still tell to this day, I was like, you realize I've written songs with many people. I mean, big pop stars, small rock stars, this one, that one. And I'm like, there's nobody that could have taken this and done what you did. Literally nobody. That's how great she is, by the way. Give it up for Judith Hill, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a good call on the ear to say, no, we're keeping this demo version. I've been seeing things going around online about like the demo versus the polished version, and so trying to not lose the magic from the demo.
I mean, that's how music actually used to be recorded. You know, you sat in the room and you did it. That's why when you hear some of the James Brown stuff, it may be a quirky moment, but it is what it is. Yeah. Right? That's that. You know, all you know is you sitting here going, you know?
Yeah.
And Minnie, Zeppelin, all of that stuff, it's all recorded. All old blues music is all recorded at that time.
Yeah.
And you just can't create. And that's really what I wanted to get out of this record, was the actual feel and the spirituality of it all.
Yeah.
You know, as Carlos Santana would say, Brother Robert, let your green lights turn to red. And I'm like, is that backwards? I want the red to turn to green, right? Oh, Brother Robert, let your green lights turn to red, my brother. I'm like, okay, Carlos, thank you. My man, you know.
I love that. I mean, you talked about, you know, working with, you know, some of, you know, the biggest stars, that's just great musicians. I mean, when you did work on Beyonce's record as well, too. Can you talk a little bit, how did that collaboration come together, and what was that process like working on?
Man, that came in, Raphael Sadiq, the great artist, the great producer, he's one of the great people of the world, right? And he called me one day. He's like, hey, man, we're working with this Beyonce record, man. You should come and play on it, right? So I go there one day. Hey, you got to sign an NDA. You got to do all this. Hey, no problem, man. You know? And so we get there, and it's like, hey, here's some songs you should play. And then so I started to create this other song. He's like, what's that? We could send that to her. I was like, yeah, no, whatever. I'm just, you know, most people just talk, right? Next thing you know, that became the song 16 Carriages later on. And so last year, did that record come out in 24 or 23?
24. No, 24.
So 20, this is no lie, ladies and gentlemen. This time last year, a week later, right, they called me on Monday. I fly to L.A. on Wednesday from Jersey. They're like, hey, man, so, just come back. Beyonce wants you to record on this record, man. You know, so I get there Wednesday night, Thursday night. I leave Friday, recording by 5 songs. Wow. Sunday's the Super Bowl, by the way.
Yeah.
And I noticed they're like rushing. They're like, come on, man, you got anything else? And I'm like, I done did all my tricks. Like, I'm all out of notes. Right? And they didn't tell me anything but it's a country record or whatever. And so then I'm like sitting there watching the Super Bowl. Next thing you know, people are like, hey, man, congratulations. You sound great on this Beyonce record. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, the record is out. Like, I just left there yesterday. It's out. And that was it. They had all of these people. And it was such a great, I mean, she was in there. She was in the studio. But you just never know. I mean, that's just the wild ride of being a musician, you know?
Wow.
You looking at Beyonce one day and it's just like, okay, I'll see you later. Ladies and gentlemen, Verizon, the Beyonce record is out, featuring Robert Randolph. And it's like, wow, okay.
Wow.
And so it's just one of the great things. You just never know if you never, nobody ever told me I would collaborate with the biggest pop stars and the biggest rock stars. And honestly, I don't even know what to think about it. It's just, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, you know, and I don't know what to say. Wow. It's a great, life is just this whole roller coaster, you know, and that's what the power of music has brought me, this eternal happiness, eternal gratefulness, seeing all you guys here today. I'll be back. I got to go home again and come back for the Grammys.
Oh, wow, you're leaving and coming back.
That's the only way I could probably lose another 5 pounds if I stay out here. You know, I'll be partying all week, you know.
Well, I'm actually going to get ready to come to you all in a few if you have questions. So get your questions ready. But I do want to follow up on one thing that you said when you're talking about I did all my tricks and all that. When you're creating for other people versus yourself or the collaboration, what is the different mindset that you have to jump in when you're working on a Beyonce record or working with Eric Clapton or doing your own? What is the different mindset you have to be in to create in these different environments?
I think I'm just always trying to, just be me, whatever that means, you know. I mean, because you hear, especially one of the hard parts about it, when you're collaborating on somebody else's thing, you know. It's kind of funny about Eric Clapton's story one time, because years ago he recorded on his song, and Jesus Is Just All Right, this cover that I did on one of my records. And then he flew me to London, and I go play. And his engineer's there, and Eric like leaves, and he comes back, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm jamming, man." I'm like, "That's what you mean." He's like, "You can't be playing all over my record like that." I was like, I'm like the engineer getting down, man. So you just never know what somebody else's vision for their own songs are. Because me, I'm just like, let's go.
Going for it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm just trying to be myself in whatever it is I do. I try to bring that, because that's what they call me, right? The worst thing you could ask me to do is, hey, Robert can play country music, can he? Yeah, I can play country licks, but you don't want me on. I get fired from all the country records. Like, we don't want Jimi Hendrix on our country songs. I'm like, sorry, man, this is what I do. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline.
I love it. Well, look, I want to give a chance for our audience to ask questions. Do we have any questions in the audience? I see one right here.
You talked about your family and, swaying from the church and whatever. So how do they feel now?
They all ask me for money. It's okay. Every day. Brother Robert, could you get us a new sound system? We need some new pews in the church. You think you could donate that for the church? No problem. Seriously, that's a true story. No, but they're all happy and proud. A lot of that stuff is it's not the people, it's just a tradition of everything, right? And that's what the song Sinner is really about. Call me a sinner, but like, because regardless of what you decide, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
If you decide to leave these four walls, like as any village or anything, right? It's like you get some people, they go out, and it's like somebody lives in, Beaufort, North Carolina. It's like, hey, Mom, I'm going to Nashville to pursue my career. Now, this is a white person now. I'm not talking about somebody black. I'm going to Nashville. Why are you going out there with them sinners? So it's always, wherever you're at, you're leaving the village to go and, do whatever the gifts that God gave you. That's really what the song Sinner's about. So it's not a demeaning thing. It's not that. It's just kind of like,
leaving home.
All of us out here are world changers. Yes.
Hey, Robert, how are you doing? I had your Colorblind record. I love that record.
Thank you.
Love that record. So what would it mean to you to win a Grammy, actually? I mean, is it something really special for you, or is it just kind of another award?
Honestly, I gave up. I mean, if I win one, honestly, I'll be eternal. I'll be grateful for it. It'll be great. I just want to give a speech, I think, I think it'll be the worst speech ever, but I just want to be like, I want to thank. Let me grab my envelope. You in the back right there?
We just saw you at Sid Tina's doing that with a trombone shorty back in, I think it was April. And doing the different, it was a fundraiser, I would imagine, for his foundation. How often do you go out and do things with other collaborators for foundations, for charity?
Oh, I do a lot of times.
We just saw you over the weekend also.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do a lot of things for because I have my own foundation, which supports kids, education, tech, advanced opportunities for undervalued, underprivileged kids, right? And it's for all races everywhere. And so I'm very sensitive to other people's, because first of all, it's hard to start your own foundation anyway. So once people actually have it going and they're passionate about it, I try to support the broad spectrum of giving back to everybody's cause.
Yeah. You want to choose?
Yeah.
Okay, we go.
Me and my son just saw you at the Orpheum with the All My Best Revival.
Oh, thank you.
show, but your years in the music industry, who's your favorite person that you've done a collab with?
All my years in the music industry, who's my favorite collab? That's a good one. I would, only because I developed a real personal relationship with this Dave Matthews. That's only because it's been ongoing for a long time, and they could have been total idiots to us and to me, but they've been the nicest people. Not saying many other people have, but that's probably, I think they've been my favorite. Yeah, them and the Clark sisters, I say. I don't know if you know the gospel Clark sisters. I did the Clark sisters, and it was on Jay Leno, and that was a big moment for me, especially for my family, because they don't know any of these people we're talking about. I can say Clapton, Dave Matthews, this one, that one. They're like, boy, you was on with the Clark sisters last night, boy. We saw you. We're so proud of you.
Who do you want to collaborate that you haven't collaborated with?
Alive. Stevie Wonder.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Stevie Wonder. It almost happened 2 times. And the last time I just didn't respond. I don't know why. I know. Shame on me. The great Stevie Wonder. Shame on me. Who do I think I am? I think I had something going on at the time.
You guys did jam before, though, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, we jammed together, but I was given the opportunity to like come into the studio with Stevie, and I totally blew it. I missed it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably come back.
All right. Hopefully we got it.
He's still kicking.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing one in a couple months. The next one, it's like March. Are y'all coming on that? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, he's a good friend of mine. I'm sure we'll do another one. Yes, you're right here.
Just your process. So when you start to write a new song or a new album, do you start just playing by yourself, or is it in collaboration with someone else?
It's both. It's both. With this band, honestly, you want to come to a sound check because all the good stuff come out sound check. Somebody starts playing something and it turns into this whole, roller coaster of like whatever. And it's like some stuff starts with me, and purposely I can't like play because if I do, I'll miss a whole day on something that's supposed to be going on. Or maybe there's nothing going on. Maybe I should just be playing and be quiet, right? But yeah, it's both. And that's what this record was about, because it's kind of like, you meet these people and you meet industry people like, hey, man, there's this great songwriter that's got a house in Malibu, and you guys should go grab acoustics and go play by the sand. It's like, no, man. I should go to a sound check at a dirty bar and go get down, Like that whole, I've done the whole sit down with the piano and acoustic. It doesn't work for me. If you heard a bad song of mine, that's why. If you heard a good song, the good song was recorded written in sound check, or it's just sitting around.
So you've done so many things, and it's been diverse, music, TV scoring, and so many collaborations. Is there something you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Something I haven't done that I want to do. You talking about in life? In anything?
In music or entertainment,
I want to get rid of homelessness. End it forever. There's no reason. You see homeless people. I mean, I get it. My father works with a lot. My father's been working with veterans for a while. I've seen that. I know what's going on there. My mother works with battered children, battered women. She's got a charity. She got boom. But you see, the homeless thing is like this. There's buildings going up. There's stadiums. There's arena. What are we talking about that these people have nowhere to go?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. That's a big one.
It's like there's new condos going up. Like, why can't we just put everybody in there? Yeah. But anyway, I won't go down the whole road. But between that and playing with Stevie Wonder at a stadium, so, there you go.
Yeah. You have to.
What do you
think your next evolution is going to go? And when do you think your vocabulary will be I've come full circle?
I come full circle. I don't know. I think coming full circle for me would be, and I thought it's kind of funny. This is a good one because you think about these things like money doesn't do it, right? And it's like playing for the biggest crowds, some arenas, and it's like, oh, I want to do Madison Square Garden to see my name. Like all of those things are great. I don't know. I think for me, it's like being this guy that's known for the pedal steel and all of that. I think full circle musically would be just put me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, because money comes, money goes, fame comes, fame goes, tickets come, tickets go. All of these things happen. But when you're like cemented in some legacy that will forever never go away, I think that's it, you know. Wow. And I like to help people. I'm really, you know, I have my own charity, so I'm big on that stuff because I don't know, I've been lucky and fortunate to honestly I've done everything else. I've been on private planes. I've been offered to go in helicopters. I don't want to go on nobody's helicopter. And part of that's because Carlos Santana, the first time I met him, we opened this show for him, and he's like, come here. I was like, what? He's like, I heard you play Voodoo Chop. You should never get into a helicopter or a motorcycle. It's no lie. He said that to me in 2002, and every time somebody asks me to go in a helicopter, I'm like, no, bro, I'll just get on. I'm going to just get on the LIE and sit in 4-hour traffic.
Yeah.
You know.
Love it. We probably end with this last question here. Yeah.
I can see I like talking more than I like playing music. We from Jersey, okay.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you notice any particular differences when you're playing around the country among the different audiences and how they react to your live performances.
There are a lot of whack places to go. No, I'm sorry. Honestly, man, music is really, it's kind of funny because when you get to a certain city, as musicians, right, we got to get on stage. We got to go, the best place in the world is Philadelphia. You know, best place is San Francisco, you know, and that's just part of the whole thing. But honestly, it's all the same feeling. When you walk out on that stage and people are smiling and screaming, first of all, you're kind of like, how do these people know about me, right? These people here really like me. I don't care whether it's at a small club or a stadium, right? Every artist has the same reaction to every single city. It's just like your managers will wear you up like, hey, it's New York, LA. It's like, bro, I'm tired. I'm, in New York, LA. Just send me to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know. But it's all, honestly, it's all the same. And it's the beauty of actually seeing when you write a song, you then record the song, your producer yells at you, your co-writers yell at you, the song is mixed, and it's out. The best thing on planet Earth is to walk out on stage and that crowd knows that song. Wow. There's no better feeling than that as a musician, period. End of story.
Wow. That's a great question. Well, I'm sure we'll have some people that will know the songs you're getting ready to play now. So, well, thank you so much.
My band is yelling at me, by the way.
No, but we want to hear some music too, right?
Let's hear some music.
Yeah. So I'm going to get out the way.